Hi, I'm Christina and welcome to my channel, Chriskayoga. In today's video, we will be doing a yoga sequence for tight hips. We tend to carry a lot of tension and stress in our hip area, so releasing them out every once in a while, even if they're not feeling tight, is always a good idea. You might need a yoga blanket for this sequence, but if you don't have one, you can always substitute it with a thick towel or a thick and sturdy blanket. So if you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. So we're going to start by lying flat on our back. Lie flat on your back and hug your knee, your right leg in towards your chest, holding onto your right shin in your hands. Flex both feet and just remain here for a moment. With each exhale that you take, try and hug your right leg in just a bit more. Feel that hip softening in. Take your right leg in your hands, and we're going to actually move it around clockwise. So you're keeping the leg in that bent position and you're just moving it around, moving it from the hip socket. We're going to do this about 8 times clockwise, and then we will go in the opposite direction. This just warms up your hip socket, warming up the hip joint. You should start to feel some heat building in that area in a little bit. Okay, and take the leg and you'll move it in the opposite direction. Same movement except counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Really allow your hands to take over and move your leg. And you can slowly come to stillness now, hugging your right leg in. Breathe for a moment. And from here, hold on with the right hand to the pinky toe side of your right foot. Bring your foot up. Your heel is pointing straight up towards the ceiling. You're bringing your leg into half happy baby. So your right knee is coming towards your right armpit. Keep your left hip down. So make sure that it hasn't come up off the mat. Take a deep breath in your half happy baby and a deep breath out. Do that one more time here. And then slowly take the foot out of your hand and bring your leg back down onto the ground. Switch sides, hugging your left leg in towards your chest. Flex your foot. Breathe here. Flexing both feet actually. Just breathe and feel that left hip softening in. Begin now to rotate the leg in your hands. So we're going to start out by rotating our leg in the clockwise direction. So you're actually moving your entire leg with your hands, circling it around in the hip joint. Starting to feel some heat building in that hip socket. And you'll switch sides. Switching the rotation. Hold your leg any way you'd like, as long as the knee is bent and you're moving the leg around from your hip joint. Just a few more in this direction. And slowly come to stillness with your leg. Hold here for a moment. And from here, take the left hand, bring it to the left side, the pinky toe side of your left foot, and then bring the shin up so that the foot is facing the ceiling. And you're coming into half happy baby on the left, bringing your left knee towards your left armpit. And just hold here. You can place your hand on your right hip to remind it to keep coming down towards the floor instead of coming up in this direction. Take one more deep breath here. And slowly release your hand from your foot. Hug both knees in towards your chest for a moment. Flex your feet. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Okay, from here, slowly make your way up onto your hands and your knees. Bring your knees right underneath your hips. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders. The tops of your feet are flat on the floor behind you. We'll take several cat and cows here. So take a deep inhale through your nose. Tuck your toes and arch your back. Spreading your shoulders and collarbones wide. Take a deep exhale, untuck your toes. Move from your tailbone first, curving your spine and looking towards your hips and thighs. This is cat pose. Take an inhale, come back into your cow pose. Tuck your toes, arching your back, spreading your shoulders and collarbones wide. Exhale, untuck your toes, cat pose. Looking towards your legs, reach your upper back all the way up. Inhale, cow pose. Tuck your toes, spreading your shoulders. Exhale, untuck your toes and curve your spine in the opposite direction. Look towards your hips. Inhale, tuck your toes, arch your back. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Just once more, untuck your toes, come back into your cat. Really reach that upper back upwards, curving your spine. And come back to a flat back, neutral spine. From here, touch your big toes together behind you. Separate your knees wider than normal, so to the width of your yoga mat. Sit your hips onto your heels, and we'll take a wide leg child's pose. Bring your head to the floor. Keep your arms stretching out in front of you. Hold here. Feel your hips sinking down towards your heels, and then feel your hip sockets softening as your chest sinks down towards the floor. Slowly make your way back up onto your hands and your knees, bringing your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. You actually move your hands slightly forward because we're coming into downward facing dog. So from here, press into the ground with your hands and your feet and straighten your legs up, downward facing dog. Sending your hips up and back. And begin your downward dog by pedaling your legs. Alternate bending and straightening. Gently warming up the muscles in your legs to start. You can get into your hips here as well by just wiggling into them, so bending your knees a bit deeper and sinking your hips in. Only if that's comfortable for you. Slow and smooth movements, nothing too jarring or jerking. We want to be gentle with our body, especially if we have tightness. And just a few more here. And slowly come to stillness. In your downward facing dog, take a deep breath in through your nose and release it out. On your next inhale, raise your heels all the way up and bend your knees. Look forward and walk your feet up to your hands at the top of your mat. Relax over in a forward fold. Breathe here for a moment. Allow the weight of your head to take your whole spine over and release your back muscles. On your next inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reaching your arms up, looking towards your hands. And exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Stand up tall in your Tadasana. Your feet are parallel underneath your hips. Spread your shoulders wide on an inhale and soften your ribs in on your exhale. Take an inhale, rotate your arms out and raise them all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to the floor. Relax your head over. Inhale, look up just halfway. And exhale, plant your palms flat onto the ground and step back into a plank pose one at a time. 1 foot at a time. From here, lower your whole body onto your belly, untucking your toes. Point your elbows up towards the ceiling. Your forehead is on the floor to start out. And then on your next inhale, you'll lift your head and your shoulders off the ground for a low cobra arch, keeping the tops of your feet on the floor. Take an exhale and lower your head down. From here, tuck your toes. Press up into a downward facing dog. Hold for a breath. Inhale, raise your heels and bend your knees. Look forward and walk your feet up into a half forward fold, straightening your spine. Exhale, fold all the way down, looking behind you. Inhale, come all the way up to standing and reach your arms up. Exhale, release your hands down by your sides. We'll take that Surya Namaskara A one more time, just to build some heat in your body. Inhale, rotate your arms around, raise them up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to the floor. Inhale, look up just halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into a plank pose. Hold plank. And then lower your whole body onto your belly, untucking your toes. Hands are flat on the floor next to your ribs, elbows pointing up. Inhale, lift your head and your shoulders. Low cobra. Exhale, lower your head down. From here, tuck your toes and press up into a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose and your hips up and back. Press your heels down towards the floor. Feel all your fingers wide on the ground. And on your next inhale, take your right leg, send it forward in between your hands. Make sure that your right knee is right above your right ankle. Drop your left knee down onto the floor and untuck your toe. From here, sink your hips down towards the floor. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. To take this deeper, to get deeper into your hips, walk your right foot all the way out to the right. Bring your hands in the center line of your body, and you can hold here. Or if you'd like to go even deeper, drop down onto your forearms. You can clasp your hands together and hold, or bring your hands flat and hold here. Wherever you are in this lizard hip stretch, just breathe into your hips, sending them down towards the floor, feeling them softening and releasing all the tension from that area. Take one more deep breath here. And if you aren't already, come back up onto your hands. Bring your hands to frame your right foot once again. Tuck your left toe and press up, downward facing dog. Hold here for a moment. On your next inhale, step your left leg forward in between your hands. Bring your left knee directly above your left ankle. Drop your right knee down onto the floor. Untuck your toe. You can stay here in this hip stretch for a moment. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, sink your hips a bit lower down towards the floor. To take this hip stretch even deeper, bring your hands on the big toe side of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the left. You can stay up on your hands here by sinking your hips just a bit lower and holding here. Or to take this even deeper, just as we did on the other side, drop down onto your forearms and hold here. Take one more deep breath here in your lizard pose. And slowly come back up onto your hands. Walk your left foot back in and tuck your right toe, pressing up into a downward facing dog. Hold for a moment. From here, drop your knees down onto the floor and touch your big toes together behind you. Separate your knees to the width of your yoga mat. Sit your hips onto your heels and relax over in a child's pose with wide legs. Once again, press your hips down towards your heels. Feel your hip sockets softening as your chest is sinking down towards the floor. And on your next inhale, reach your arms forward. Come back up onto your hands and your knees. Bring your knees directly under your hips. Tuck your toes from here and press up once again, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise your right leg all the way up behind you. From here, turn your leg out from your hip. This should allow you to lift your leg up a bit higher. Bend your right leg and stretch the front of your right hip. Allow that weight to go behind you to the left, stretching the quad in the front of your right hip. Try and keep the rest of your body as even as you can. And from here, slowly bring that leg back to center. Step the leg forward in between your hands. Once again, drop your knee down onto the floor and untuck your toe. This is where you might need your blanket, so you can just, hopefully it was in reach, take your blanket, bring it underneath where your hips are, lunge back forward into your right leg, and then walk your right leg over to the left. And then from here, once your right foot is over by your left hand, bring that left foot in towards your hips. Come onto the right side of your shin and press your hips down onto your blanket. Be sure that the top of the back leg is on the floor. This is a variation of pigeon pose. And if you're able to, you can stay up onto your hands, that's fine. But if you're able to, walk your hands forward and come into a forward fold. Relaxing your torso over your thigh. Bring your head to the floor if you can. And wherever you are in your forward fold, just breathe here. Breathe into your hips. This really gets deep into your hips. Just relax here. Take one more deep breath in, releasing it out through your nose. Come back up onto your hands if you weren't there already. Tuck your left toe, press into the ground with both hands, and step your right foot back into another downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in your down dog and hold for a moment. On your next inhale, raise your left leg all the way up behind you. Just as we did on the other side, turn your leg out from your hip. Bend your left leg and then send it behind you to the right side of your body, stretching the front of your left hip and the left quad. Feel the whole left side of your body lengthening and try and remain even with the rest of your body here. Slowly bring your leg back to center and step it forward in between your hands. Bring your left knee directly above your left ankle. Drop your right knee down onto the floor and untuck your right toe. From here, walk your left foot over to the right. And once it's by your right hand, send the foot back towards your hip and come onto the outer edge of your shin. The top of your right leg is on the floor behind you. You're coming into your variation of pigeon pose on the left side. You can stay up here on your hands or drop down onto your forearms, or you can reach your arms all the way forward and just relax here. Remain in your variation of pigeon pose for several deep breaths. And from here, come back up onto your hands if you aren't there already. Press into the ground with your hands, tuck your right toe, and step back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bring your knees down onto the floor. Sit onto your heels, remove your blanket or towel, whatever you're using, off to the side, and we'll come to a seated position. Bring your feet to meet each other at the center line of your body. Sit up tall, knees are out to the side. On your inhale, lengthen, and on your exhale, fold over your legs, keeping your hands on your feet, looking down, and relax here. Since this class is about your hips, you might want to get a bit deeper into your hip joints. So you can take your elbows, place them on your knees, and gently press your knees down towards the floor as you fold forward. This is optional. You can always just remain in your forward fold without pressing your knees down. Slowly come back up out of your forward fold. Bring your knees in towards each other and stretch your legs out in front of you. Bend your right leg and cross it over your left, and bend your left leg in. If you're not able to bend your left leg in, you can keep it straight. From here, wrap your left arm around your right leg. Bring your right arm all the way behind you onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine up. Exhale, twist around to the right. Continue with that breath pattern. With each inhale, you can lengthen even further, and with each exhale, you can twist a little bit deeper. Just be gentle with yourself and breathe into your twists. Make sure that your right hip is even on the ground with your left hip. Take one more deep breath in your twist. Slowly come back to center and switch sides. Unwrap your legs. Stretch them out in front of you. Bend your left. Cross your left leg over your right, keeping the right leg straight, or bend it in. Bring your right heel towards your left hip. On an inhale, sit up tall and wrap your right arm around your left leg. Bring your left arm behind you. Inhale, lengthen once again, and exhale, twist around to the left. Lengthen with your inhales, twist with your exhales. Breathe into your hips, keeping both hips even on the floor. Take one more deep breath in, lengthen, and deep breath out. Slowly turn back to center, unwrap your legs, and you can come to a wide leg position. Stretching your legs out to the side, flex your feet and point your knees and toes up towards the ceiling. On an inhale, lengthen your spine, and on your exhale, walk your hands forward. Any amount that you can, and relax over in a forward fold with your legs wide. You should be feeling a stretch in your inner thighs, your low back, softening your hip sockets even more. Slowly walk yourself back up. Bring your legs in towards each other and come to lying on your back. Once you're on your back, hug your knees in towards your chest, flexing your feet. From here, cross your right leg over your left. Take hold of your ankles. So your right ankle is in your left hand, and your left ankle is in your right hand. And then from here, gently tug your ankles and your legs in, coming towards your upper body, feeling the outer hips and a bit in the inner hips as well, stretching. Take one more deep breath in here. Slowly release your hands from your ankles, uncross your legs, and switch sides. Cross your left leg over your right leg. Hold on to your left ankle in your right hand, your right ankle in your left hand. And just as we did on the other side, pull your legs gently in towards your upper body and hold here. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into your hip joints as well. Take one more deep breath in and deep breath out. Uncross your legs, remove your hands from your ankles. For our final pose, here we'll take our hands to the pinky toe side of your feet, and then we'll take full happy baby. So at the beginning of the class we did half happy baby. We'll take full with both legs this time. So bringing your knees towards your armpits, the bottoms of your feet are facing the ceiling, and breathe as you gently pull your legs in towards your upper body, once again towards the floor. Feel your hip sockets softening. Take one more deep breath in here and deep breath out. Release your hands from your feet. Bring your legs back in towards each other. Send your feet down towards the floor, and we'll take Supine Baddha Konasana for this sequence. So bring your feet to meet each other and knees out to the side. If you would like, you can place things like blocks or thick books underneath your knees here. But if you're comfortable like this, as I am, then you can stay. Bring your hands to the floor, palms facing upward. Close your eyes and once again come back to your breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale. Begin to focus your awareness, your attention on your breathing. Become aware of your inhales and the pathway that it moves through your body, and your exhales. With each inhale, expand your rib cage. And with each exhale, relax your body a little bit deeper and remain here. Bring some slight motion back into your body. Move your hands, your arms, wiggle your toes. Gently, using your hands, you can bring your legs in towards each other. Knees pointing up. When you're ready, roll onto the right side of your body. Rest there. With your knees bent, your arm underneath your head for support. Using your hands to help you, come up to a seated position. Cross your shins, flex your feet underneath your knees, bring your hands to your legs, close your eyes. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, deeply. Bring your hands to meet at the center of your chest and bow your head to your fingertips. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the class. Please subscribe for new free yoga videos every Monday and Wednesday. Also, check out my yoga blog, girlonyoga.com, and you can follow me at chriskayoga on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Thank you so much. See you next time.